Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hidden Brick, where today we're going to build the Lego Stunt Bike. This is set number 42058, 140 pieces, and this is one of the cool little pullback motor racer type vehicles. It comes with a ramp, so they started that in 2017. This is a 2017 set, providing a little stunt ramp. All the previous ones that have come out before this, it's just the vehicle, and you kind of have to make your own little stunts up if you even want to stunt. So let's move this down so we can see what's in here. Not many parts, and there are a few large parts that are loose in the box. So we have these two rubber tires. This is the pullback motor, so it has this little axle piece that turns and stores some built-up tension motor. This is the ramp part, so it's kind of like a really thick vinyl piece. It's not cardboard. It looks cardboard, but it's kind of just like plasticky vinyl type material. A single lift arm, or two lift arms that are loose in the box, and we have two bags of parts. Let's go ahead and dump those parts out. There is also a tiny little sticker sheet that came in the box. It only looks like it has 3 stickers on it. So anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. So we're going to start with our pullback motor piece. Insert some friction pins. Two of these connector pieces. Not quite sure the exact name of it, but I guess it doesn't really matter. A 7 long axle that slides through here. Try to center it the best you can. We have 2 bushings, one on each side. Just like that. That goes there. We have one more on the other side. Goes there. Very good. Move that to the side for a bit. We have a little sub-assembly to do. We have a non-friction 3 long pin. We have some gears, which is pretty uncommon. We usually don't have many gears inside of these pullback motor cars. Not complaining. this is a surprise to me. Never thought I would see that. Because literally in all of the other pullback motors that I've ever done, the pullback motor is the function. There's no other gears or anything else that go with it. Now, I don't know if this is just for show or if it's actually going to interlock with something. Thin bushing. Two friction pins, and then this is our commemorative 40th anniversary of Technic lift arm piece. Printed element. All of this element comes in every 2017 set, or I mean every 2017 Technic set. So it says 40, has a little picture of a gear. This is 1977 to 2017. So it's a milestone year for Lego Technic. Obviously it hasn't been around nearly as long as Lego system. Okay, so this piece goes here, that goes there. Okay, so I see what's gonna happen. So this is gonna connect to our wheel and tire, and then those gears are interlocked with the axle that goes through the pullback motor. So kind of creates a little drivetrain, which is pretty neat. Like I said, most pullback motors don't have the small amount of gear functioning that this one does. Okay. So, bring this back over. This piece goes here. Put that to the side. So, similar to pretty much every Technic set, there's a lot of sub-assemblies. So you can see I'm building something, putting it on the model, moving the model to the side. We build another little sub-assembly and connect it to the model. So that's kind of what we're doing now. Just building the next little piece. Let's see here. So it shows us turning it like this, bringing this back over, attaching it right there. So we're kind of building out the frame of the pullback motor. All right, so now it's showing wheels and tires are going on already. So we have that right there, another one here. Okay. We're just doing one as of right now. Slide it on that axle. We have a regular bushing and then this half bushing. Now we take this brown axle with a stop. We don't slide it all the way through, it's just barely pushed on there. And this other long lift arm goes all the way across, interlocks with that wheel axle, more or less locks that wheel in place. You can see it's in there now, it's not going anywhere. A friction pin. And this 3 long friction pin will interlock with that other piece. Alright, so this is stuck now, it's not moving. Bushing, bushing. And one more of these guys. Alright, move that to the side. Have another sub-assembly. Okay, so this is going to be our wheel axle, so we don't want these bushings squeezed too tight. Make sure there's a little bit of room in there for them to move. So we take our next wheel and tire, slide that on there. We do our bushing and half bushing, just like on the other side. Bring this over, slide this And right here. Very good. Make sure that turns. Looks like we're good there. Still make sure it turns. And then we have one more half bushing that we're gonna make sure we don't put on too tight. Tight. There we go. You see how when I spin it once, it keeps going pretty freely. It's kind of what you want. If it stops after a couple rotations, you should probably loosen some of your bushings. Okay, so we have these 90-degree connectors. We're going to make 2 of them connected to this thing. There's 1, here's 2. These both go here and here. Let's go there. So you can see we keep moving it to the side, building something else. Pretty consistent all the way through the model that we're going to do that. These are some small, thin lift arms with small bushings and stuff. Piece goes there, 3 long axle. These, I think these are originally considered bionicle claws. So maybe that's what the initial set that came out in was, some bionicle stuff. But I'm not into bionicle, and we do see these sneak into Lego Technic sets pretty often. Alright, so this piece slides in right there. Have another one of these 90-degree bent lift arms. Go there. So it doesn't touch that wheel or tire. I mean, it does kind of fold up. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna change that or not, but that's basically the seat of the motorcycle. Like if there was a figure big enough to fit on this, this is the seat with the rear tail lights, brake light area. Alright, so we have a panel. There's only 2 panels in the set. This is going to get our first sticker. Let's give it a little bit of body decoration. Add a connector piece here. So this is one part of a major sub-assembly. So even though I'm done with that, it doesn't show us putting it on anything. We're just moving on to the next thing. Whoops, it slipped out of my hand. All right. A couple of these thin lift arms. We have a 2 long black axle. They're not rare pieces, that black axle. It's just a not that common part. We rarely see it in official Lego Technic sets. It's a part that's seen a lot in Lego system sets that use Technic. So for example, Ninjago or Nexo Knights, even some Star Wars sets that use quite a bit of Technic parts in it. Those will come with the black 2 long axles. I know a lot of people that do Technic mocks prefer these black ones because it kind of disappears a little bit in the inner workings of the model. We have this cool little gas cap sticker. It goes right there in the middle of that. Bring over our panel. That will go there. And it looks like we have our other panel to do. This will get our last sticker. So, just like that, in the span of a couple minutes, we used all of our stickers. But it's not like it was that many stickers. There's only 3 stickers in this whole set. So, not like it was a major accomplishment to get through those stickers. Alrighty. So this piece will have the pins with the stud on the end that we will attach our trans clear tiles. So those are creating some lights. And this should go on here. There we go. We'll sandwich the same pieces on the other side. It's a very compact and tight build. These trans light blue colored ones, I don't recall ever seeing those in that color. Here's our handlebars for the bike. Turn it over. Have a couple pulley wheels, axle joiner, and this piece will attach right there. Okay, so let's move some stuff to the side as we bring this guy back over. So our whole body element okay, looks like it goes through this piece just like that. So that does that number. Turn the page and this piece slides through there. That locks that in place. Okay, we have one of these I guess hose elements. I am not a fan of these at all, especially when they try to stick them onto these pins. They don't go on very well at all. But very, very common part that you see in Technic sets. They do add a nice touch of detail to the set. But you can see right now I'm struggling to get this pin on there. The pin elements have like a little plastic lip around it, and it gets stuck on these little ridges as you're trying to push it through these, and it really doesn't make for a very fun experience putting it together. And that's it. Once it's put together, you can kind of see it adds I guess a decent amount of detail there. So that's more or less completes our bike, but remember we have a ramp. So what we're going to do now is build the ramp. So it shows this piece folded, and then we have these little tab pieces that have to be folded up. We're going to attach these two parts. You can push this through the little tab and it'll kind of punch out. There's kind of like a pre-punched little hole there. So those little pieces kind of come out. And we're going to attach a rubber piece on this one and just a regular half bushing on this one. Basically just repeat those steps for the other side. Come on. All right, so there you go. So the rubber elements kind of help hold the ramp from sliding on the table. You can see once it's on there and I try to move it, the little rubber pieces are gripping on pretty well. Now, I don't know how well this thing will work, if it will work at all, but we'll give it a try. So the pullback motor, you can see you pull it back, and then when you release it, the wheels spin. Now there was no spin on that one. Let me loosen up some of my bushings here. Do that again. There we go. So I had my bushings too tight. So let me give this a good pull, put it in front of here, and release it. Yeah, it kind of jumped it. Of course, I have to build up a lot more power in this thing. There we go. Yeah. Now it doesn't get much air, but it definitely kind of goes over it and goes about like that far before it lands and crashes and does all that stuff. All right, so how cool is that? We have our stunt bike with the ramp and a few extra pieces, nothing crazy, just looks like 5 extra parts, small stuff that could get lost. So yeah, check it all out. There's links down below if you want to see more Lego Technic stuff. I got a lot of Technic on this channel, plus a lot more Lego build videos. So if you love these kind of videos, you're in the right spot. Check them all out. We'll see you in the next one.